Good morning, good morning, good morning to all out there. Happy Friday. It's the weekend that's approaching, and I know many people look forward to the weekend and to all the things that they enjoy doing on a weekend. Of course, not everyone has the weekend off from work, so they have to make sure that they're at work. But most of those people would have gotten time off in the week to do the things that they would normally do on the weekend. So happy weekend to all. Welcome to the program Heritage Matters, and on today's edition we have a few things to talk about. But before I do, let me extend the invitation to everyone. If you wish to call in and make a contribution on the program, the numbers are 466-0989 or 662-0989. And if you're calling from overseas, you can use one of these two numbers, 718-285-6984 or 305-921-4619. So please feel free to call in and make any contribution that you wish. So today I want to start with talking about Sir Edmund Wickham Lawrence, CMG, KCMG, OBE, CSM, JP. Sir Edmund Lawrence passed away on the 7th of September 2025, and for the information of all listening, his funeral will be held on Thursday, the 2nd of October, at the Wesley Methodist Church on Seaton Street. That's Thursday, 2nd October, next Thursday. As most of you would know, Sir Edmund served as the third Governor General of the Federation from 2013 to 2015. That's the third Governor General of the Federation from 2013 to 2015. And on the day of his funeral, to honor his distinguished service, Cabinet has declared Thursday the 2nd of October as a national half holiday. So that's, of course, to allow citizens across the Federation to participate in this solemn national occasion. It's a national occasion because, of course, he was the third Governor General of the Federation. But in addition to his distinguished service as the Governor General, Sir Edmund was best known to most of us as the founding General Manager of the St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank, which he served for many, 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 many years. He was literally a fixture at the St. Kitts Nevis and Anguilla National Bank. But he also was involved in a lot of community organizations and events. Notably, he was a very long-standing member of the Rotary Club of St. Kitts, I think since in the 1970s. He was one of those early members and continued his membership throughout. And I think he was actually the president of the club for presidents usually serve for a one term, and then another president is elected for the next term. It's just a constant rotation at the Rotary Club. But he served as president of that club, the Rotary Club of St. Kitts. Also, he served on the board of the Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park Society. And he did so for many years. In fact, he held the title of Honorary Treasurer of the Brimstone Hill Society for over 15 years, from 1999 to 2013. And as we all know, the Brimstone Hill Society is responsible for the important preservation, restoration, maintenance, and presentation of the Brimstone Hill Fortress, a national treasure and a World Heritage Site. He held that position as treasurer until he was elevated to the esteemed position of Governor General of the Federation in 2013. It is fitting, therefore, to celebrate the life of Sir Edmund as a truly distinguished son of the soil, whose contributions has left an enduring mark on our federation and our nation. And because of his involvement with Brimstone Hill Society in particular, the Brimstone Hill Society has issued a press release which is in the form of a tribute to Sir Edmund Wickham Lawrence, GCMG, KCMG, OBE, CSM, JP. And I will read that tribute for you. It says, the Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park Society joins individuals and organizations locally and regionally in paying tribute to an illustrious son of the soil who contributed significantly to the work of the Society. He served on the Council of the Society for many years and as honorary treasurer from 1999 to 2013, a period of about 15 years. Sir Edmund served in that capacity until he was elevated to the esteemed position of Governor General of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. The Society values Sir Edmund's stellar contribution to the important work of the Society in the restoration and enhancement of the Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park, which is a critical element of the St. Kitts tourism product. Consequently, the title of Honorary Governor of the Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park Society was conferred upon Sir Edmund on the 3rd of November 2022. Sir Edmund's life was one well lived. His exemplary service to the people and the country of St. Kitts and Nevis will not be forgotten. The Society, therefore, extends deep sympathy to his family and close friends and mourns his passing. May he rest in eternal peace. And that's the tribute from the Brimstone Hill Society to the life and work of Sir Edmund Wickham Lawrence, past Governor General of St. Kitts and Nevis. So, as a reminder, the funeral of the late Sir Edmund Wickham Lawrence is on Thursday, the 2nd of October at the Wesley Methodist Church on Seaton Street. And the government has declared that day a national half holiday so that people can join in the recognition of the life of this great son of the soil. So we hope to see everyone giving some form of respect and tribute to this noble gentleman. The next thing I want to talk about was, well, of course, you know, we are celebrating our 42nd anniversary of independence. 42nd anniversary of independence. Time is certainly moving on. I'm sure there are many who remember the 19th of September 1983 when the Federation achieved that important status of a full nation, gaining independence from Britain. And you would hear many talking about going to the park to witness the celebration at midnight, when the flag of the British came down and the new flag of St. Kitts and Nevis was raised proudly into the air and is still flying high. And I think that Kittitians and Nevisians, both locally and abroad, have been flying that flag high ever since. We are one of those very proud nations. It's amazing that the franchise cricket team has been named the Patriots, because I tend to marvel at the fact that Kittitians and Nevis are really, really patriotic people. They're always proud of their flag. They're always proud of their nation. And they are willing to display it and celebrate it and announce it wherever they go. In fact, on the last program, I think we talked with folks from the Carifesta who represented St. Kitts and Nevis at Carifesta 2025 in Barbados. And they talked with such great pride and enthusiasm about how St. Kitts and Nevis represented at that particular festival, and literally became the star of the show, and everyone wanted to be there wherever St. Kitts and Nevis was appearing and performing, because their performances were always great and energetic and entertaining. And so people were always anxious from all the other countries to be there when St. Kitts and Nevis. They would even drop other things to make sure they're there because of the great energy that St. Kitts was producing. So this year we celebrated the 42nd anniversary of independence, and this whole month has been a celebration of that 42nd anniversary. There was a calendar of events produced by the Independence Committee of the government, and there were lots of activities on Heroes Day, on all other days. There were days when you had to wear certain national colors and so on and so on. And of course, on the actual 19th of September, which is the official date of independence, the National Independence Day Parade was held at Warner Park. And we know usually the Independence Day Parade is held in the morning of Independence Day. But this year they decided to have it in the evening, a little cooler. More people probably have the time to come out and enjoy an evening of some sort of entertainment. And I'm surprised that a lot of people, well, not surprised, I'm glad, I should say glad, that a lot of people attended the parade. From my perspective, I think the stadium was packed. People came out in their real numbers to witness the Independence Day Parade at Warner Park. And interestingly, as part of the parade, in collaboration with the Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park Society, the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force put a small contingent of reenactors on parade to represent the 4th West India Regiment, which served at the Brimstone Hill Fortress. It was, in a sense, meant to be a surprise for the persons attending, because it's the very first time that that regiment has appeared at Warner Park. They have performed at Brimstone Hill on a number of occasions when we have things like reenactments and things like the beating of the retreat, which is an old military ceremony which used to be held at Brimstone Hill during the days of Brimstone Hill's heyday. Now, performing at Warner Park this year was the first time that regiment was being brought into Bastille, as it were, and at Warner Park. That regiment has a long tradition. It was formed in 1995, and it was comprised of enslaved African men serving as part of the British Army and being promised their freedom for military service. So many of its ranks were recruited from plantations on St. Kitts, just as laborers for Brimstone Hill were recruited from the estates also, because each estate was, as it were, committed to providing the labor force for the upkeep and building of Brimstone Hill, the building and upkeep of Brimstone Hill Fortress. So that's why you constantly hear reference to the fact that although Brimstone Hill was a British fortress, it was built by skilled, hard-working, enslaved Africans. And notice we always try to say, and I hope the public would note, we always say enslaved Africans. People used to say African slaves, making it sound as though Africans are slaves. Africans are not slaves. But enslaved indicates that they are Africans who were brought here and put into slavery. So it's enslaved Africans who built that fortress. And today we honor their contribution to such a magnificent structure. It tells stories of great strength, skill, and fortitude of these people who were great artisans in their own right. And Brimstone Hill and the work done there is testament to that. If you look at the placement of every stone and how they're put in, remember, of course, that in those days they had no machines to cut stones and lift stones and so on, and even to dig the stones from the rock of Brimstone Hill. It was all done by hand. Every stone was crafted by the hand of an African who was working as a builder of Brimstone Hill. The 1st Battalion of the regiment of the 4th West India Regiment was stationed at Brimstone Hill in 1798. The regiment was disbanded and later reformed in 1862 and was stationed on St. Kitts until 1869, when it was moved to Sierra Leone, where it was disbanded in 1895. And so we were entertained by the presentation of the reenactors, who did some fancy drills of the period. Those who were there would have noted that the drill did not look a lot like the current modern drills, but that was deliberate, because in those days the drill was slightly different, and so they matched according to the type of drill that was performed in those days. And they had on the uniform that was used at the time, a very red jacket with yellow lapels in the front, white pants and white waistcots underneath. And they had a pouch, which was like the pouch that they would keep gunpowder and shot in. And on the other side, their bayonet holder. And so they were dressed in that uniform. And they actually used the weapon that was the weapon of the period, which was called the British Land Pattern Flintlock Musket, which was affectionately known as the Brown Bess. So they were in as authentic a uniform as was possible. And they used those muskets in the same way as they would have in those days, firing them using the gunpowder. But the only thing missing from that process was the actual shot. So there were no shots fired, but the rifles were, just like we said today, we use blanks. So it was using just gunpowder. And those weapons make quite a sound. And at the time when the firing was done, the lights were deliberately turned off since it was night, so that people can get a sense of the fire that came out of the muzzles of those muskets when it's being fired. And the crowd was really appreciative. The crowd loved the firing of those muskets, and that was rounded off by the firing of an actual cannon. The cannon was, of course, brought from Brimstone Hill for the occasion. It's a small cannon we call Betty. We keep it for ceremonial occasions like that. It's an operable cannon, a small one, but again, the sound of that was incredible when that went off. And so I wish to publicly thank the St. Kitts Nevis Defence Force, and especially in the persons of Acting Commander Coyote Sutterson and Sergeant, don't tell me I'm forgetting his name now, for putting on this wonderful display. They thrilled the crowd with their performance. That's Sergeant Elliott, sorry. My apologies, Sergeant Elliott. Just that I had a little brain freeze there. But Sergeant Elliott was the one who trained the reenactors in the drills. He's the Defence Force expert on the drills of the 4th West India Regiment. And Sergeant Payne, the one who sees about the firing of the cannon and providing the gunpowder, etc., for the muskets to fire. So thanks to the men who also appeared, or I should say the persons who appeared on the parade day to perform for the 4th West India Regiment. And I have to say that I've been having a lot of great feedback on the presentation. People seem to have been well entertained and really, really enjoyed seeing the 4th West India Regiment. Matter of fact, many people seem to have expressed that they were not even aware that such a regiment existed at any time. And to see it come alive in such a really entertaining and fascinating way was something which they really liked and appreciated. So we hope that in future, of course, we can produce more presentations to keep the public aware and teach the young ones in the schools and so on about our history and things like this that occurred. So thanks again to the Defence Force under Captain Coyote Sutton and to Sergeant Elliott and Sergeant Payne for such a wonderful presentation. Thank you all. The other thing I want to talk about, is the upcoming, which is tomorrow, Fit and Fearless Run by the Brimstone Hill Fortress. But before we do that, we're going to take a break and come right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust to secure your investment. Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind. You're always safe with us.
Okay, welcome back to Heritage Matters. And before the break, we were talking about an upcoming event which we want to just tell the public about. However, unfortunately, registration is now closed. We had quite a lot of people registering, almost 300 people. Now, this event is the Fit and Fearless Run. Every year, as part of the Independence Celebrations calendar, the Brimstone Hill stages the Brimstone Hill Run for the Fit and the Fearless, a run that takes you from the bottom of the hill by the railway line right up to the parade square at the top of the hill. A very strenuous run, but of course many people join the event just for the fitness and enjoyment of it. And so many walk and take their time and just enjoy having a nice walk up Brimstone Hill. And we've had just about 300 people, very close to 300 people registering for the run tomorrow. It comes off tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. at Brimstone Hill. If there are people who want to just simply witness the run, you need to be at the finish line because you can't follow the race up during the run itself, because remember the roads are narrow, so we'll want that occupied by the runners and walkers only. So you'll have to come early, that is like about 6 o'clock, to get to the top and hang out there to see the race. I'll tell you, there are some runners who get up there in a matter of like 8-9 minutes. I mean, quick time. Those fellas fly up there literally, you know. So you'll have to be in place to make sure you don't miss the finish of especially those fast guys. And we have people of all ages. We have about seven age categories that participate, from 5-year-olds right up to those people who are over 60. So we like to say that the race is open to people from 5 to 95. And there are prizes in all the various 7 categories of first, second, and third medals, along with overall trophies for the big winners. And then, of course, we have the schools that participate. And so we have trophies that we give to the schools for their participation, like the school with the most participants and the athletic club with the most participants and so on. And of course, we all want to thank the Independence Committee for their usual assistance and contribution to this event, not only putting it on the calendar of events for Independence, but also by supporting it financially. And so we thank the Independence Committee profusely for their assistance. Also, we want to make special mention of the folks at the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan, who are also great supporters of this event. And we wish to thank them through Ambassador Tao for their wonderful assistance again this year. We also want to thank the Athletic Association for their participation. Every year they assist us with the officiating of the event, doing the timing, the start, the finish, and so on, keeping record of who finished when and everything. And so we wish to thank them. We should also thank our staff, the Brimstone Hill staff at the Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park Society, for their hard work at making sure that this event is the success that it always is. And so tomorrow we'll be having the Brimstone Hill Run for the Fit and the Fearless. So if you come early, before 7, that is, between 6 and let's say 6:45, to get to the top to witness this race and see who is truly fit and who is truly fearless. So see you then. Okay, next up we have some guests with us, and I will let them introduce themselves, but I'll start by telling you the first person we have here is with us, Ras Sankofa Maccabee.
Yes.
He's no stranger to this program. He's been here a few times. And so, Ras Sankofa, welcome.
Give thanks to the Almighty Father, His Son Yahshua, and Emperor Haile Selassie I. We're here to discuss different avenues for our event that we have in this Sunday in Deer Bay, and how we're going to market this event to the public, and how we're going to explain to the public what they can expect when they do come to such an event. And we also want to release a song there from my son and my daughter. They're going to be performing at this event too. So we want to give them the opportunity to express themselves to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. And we thank those persons who are out there in the listening audience for this opportunity to even, commute with the item and reason. So we give thanks.
Good. And could you introduce the other persons who are accompanying you today?
Yeah, I can do it, but I would even prefer that they do it themselves.
Well, okay.
Like I said earlier, so I'll do that. Let them introduce themselves.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anastasia Elliott. I am the CEO and co-founder of Sugartown Organics. I will be one of the vendors at Sunday's Market. It's always an amazing space for me to be in. I've been doing this market with them for a few years.
Since we started.
Since the beginning.
Started with us.
Yeah, I started with them. And I do love going out and supporting their activities and just being able to be there and vibes and be in a space where I am welcomed.
Great. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Yes.
My name is Ababa Maccabee. Sankofa Data.
That's all I got to say. What school you go to?
I just go to Dr. Llewellyn Seller Secondary School.
Dougie, they're good. Okay, girl.
You haven't got the new name yet, right? Okay, so, you'll eventually get it. Okay, and the next one.
My name is Amasaya Maccabee. I'm 10 years old and I go to the primary school and I come to release the song what me and Baba do together in Freedom.
Okay.
I mean not Freedom, WinFM.
Okay.
Can't make the wrong
All right. Wonderful. Okay. So glad to have you guys on the show. And so you're having an event, a cultural event, which will take place on the lawn at Depe. That's this coming Sunday, it is?
Yeah.
Okay. And so tell us a little bit about that event.
That event is an organic market. It's actually an event coming from the Gideon Force Agricultural Cooperative, organic farm,
Yes.
as we would say, in Allwood. That's the entity who actually have we do 4 organic markets for the year, and this is our 3rd one for the year. So this one we decided to come off of the farm because we usually do that. The one in September, we usually give another member of the COP an opportunity to do something in their area, their entity.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's usually done by my spot, down in there by the house. But to me, that space is a little squinch up, and he don't offer that freedom of getting a bigger enough crowd.
Okay.
So we decided this year to put it on the lawn so that the community could feel more free to come and attend. It's going to be a free event, and it's an agricultural event really, with with a lot of cultural performances. Mostly drumming, poetry, sometimes we get, we're supposed to have a steel pan person as well as mostly artists performing, because that's really what it's all about in a sense, that part of it.
Right.
That cultural activity, we promote a lot of the artists, them to give them the opportunity, those who don't normally get to go up on stage. But some of them who are veterans too as well, because we will have Footsie, another man this year still. These are veteran artists. House of Yuda is veteran artists. House of Royalty, veteran artists. Jungle's been doing this for almost 30 years. But people don't really know span them levels, so then we bring in some of these CV, mostly veteran artists, and we have some young ones who coming up just now too, like a Baba Amasai who's with House Yehuda and Jakali. So we have a good lineup, and Shiloh is a veteran artist as well too. So these are the artists, and we also have DC and Kitsia. These are veteran artists who've been performing for more than 20 years. So it's not like you come into a show where the people may know what to do and what they always bust the place. And it'll be an enlightenment for the community still too, because it's a conscious event. You can bring your children, it's a family event. We have fun sports for the children and many things that we do. It's such a nice event.
I remember attending one in Depe, like you said, by the Nobody Bay, by the fishermen's area there. But you say this year it's going to be held on the lawn.
Yeah.
Now, I know many people are familiar with other lawns, but I'm not sure how many people are familiar with what we refer to as the Depe lawn. So could you probably give them a little more idea of how to find the Depe lawn?
Depe lawn is the building there whereby the project, and I mean not the building, the area by the project that is close to the bus stop is pretty much the bus stop there. There's only one official bus stop in Depe, and it's right there by that land there, and we're going to be right next to the area there where the post office. And then Carol have her little house there where everybody goes there to get a marby, a drink.
So it's that area on the main road passing through that bay.
Yeah, where they had that pretty. They want something this year, I think last year, December, for the best decorated lawn for the Christmas season.
Okay, all right.
So that lawn I'm talking
So
about.
if you're coming through Depe Bay, you will pass the lawn on the main road on your right. And if you're coming through Sadler's area, you'll pass it on your left.
Yeah, right after the health center.
Okay. So those who are not so familiar with Dieppe, the lawn where this event will be held is right on the main road, so you can't miss it. You'll see an open area. If you're coming from St. Paul's and Sandy Point side, you'll be passing it on your right. And if you're coming from Sadler's Keon side, you'll be passing it on your left. All right, so look out for that. Okay, so we have that event coming off, and you said we have a lot of artists. You gave quite a list of them. And you also are going to have vendors there, right? Who are some of those vendors?
Yeah. Some of those vendors are SPACs. SPACs is our number one.
Tell us who SPACs.
SPACs is the St. Sandy Point Agricultural Cooperative.
Good.
Society, as they will say, group. You know?
Yes.
So we give thanks to them because they've been there from the start too. Because we kind of like did this together from the start. We decided that we would have this market, the group, but we're going to be linked with other persons who we are already affiliated with. Lion of Judah Remedies, that's Jalutan and his family. We also have, different entities like Rossville Botanical Garden. Might be there, might not be there, I'm not too certain. But we're going to be there, Gideon Force Agricultural Cooperative. House of Yehuda usually have a booth there as well too. So Sugartown Organics is one of our main persons too. She been there from the start. And we're going to have Disha come there with some popcorn and little snacky stuff for the children. We usually have this woman from Tabernacle called Taste and See, because she'll come with some nice ice cream. I don't even know how she'll get this thing do. She have such a big product, she don't even know. I guess I have to find some money and invest in her more properly. Because she got these, as what we back in the days we call them frozen jai.
Okay, yes.
Ice fudge and so, but she do it. She have natural one and she regular milk ones. But the one with the coconut milk is a sell-off. That day is a very sell-off thing. She just put them in some bags, freeze them up, and she could market them there in a Rams and so all kind of place if she just set it right. So
okay.
For the future, she gonna come forward because she has something to do.
Nice. So Sugartown Organics, and we have a representative here from Sugartown Organics. So tell us about.
So Sugartown Organics is a heritage. Well, we're a heritage-based company based here in St. Kitts. I started in 2015, August, so I just made 15 years. And we produce hair care, skincare, bath and body, and food items. Our food items are based around condiments, really, so flavored hot sauces, fruit wines, jams, jellies, and we use all fruits available locally. So it's something that is grown here. We use it. We focus on our indigenous plants. And then we've added experiences where we teach you how to use those indigenous plants to create your own products at home.
Tell me about one of those such plants.
One of those such plants. Well, my favorite to use, to be honest, is what I call cilantro. I don't know if that is the correct name. That's just what I know it as.
What's the name?
Cilantro.
Cilantro.
Yeah, but I've heard people
some people call it cilantro.
No.
Yeah. No.
It's love bush. I've heard it called love bush.
Oh, love bush. Okay.
No. It's that leaf where you put it in the ground and it just grows from the edge of the leaf.
Oh. Some people call it a tree of life.
Tree of life.
Yeah, because it just springs from even a leaf.
Yes.
Not even a planted leaf. A leaf dropped on the ground can spring.
I mean, you could leave that in your kitchen on the counter and it will start to grow.
Yeah.
So
amazing plant.
It's an amazing plant. So I love utilizing that in different products because it's very good in cleaning the body. And I find that is an issue that a lot of people have. They don't regularly clean. And so they have a lot of issues that stem from that. And then they're depending on medicine And there's simple things that they can do at home on a regular basis. I mean, every 3 months that they can do to help themselves. So I
Okay.
use that plant a lot in different areas, so they're getting a little bit of what I need. Yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful. Do you have your own gardens where you produce
Yes.
your plants and
Yes,
so on?
most of our plants we produce. Quite a number of our fruits as well. What we don't produce, we source outside. So we get stuff from Green Force when they need, and other farmers in the group. But most of it we grow at home.
Okay, wonderful. I applaud you for that, and I like to hear when people try to make use of our local products, not only for our own use, but also promoting it for use even through export, you know, and so that's a good thing. In recent years, you've heard a lot about food security.
Yes.
And food security just doesn't refer to the food we eat, but some of the other things we consume, like the medicinal plants and so on, and those form a very big part of things.
Knowledge as well.
And the knowledge to go with it. That is very important, because it's not just good to say, well, I'm using bush products. It's how to use them
How to use that.
and for what.
Yes. So
That's
I have
very,
a book
very
coming
important.
out in November that will teach you a bit about.
Okay. I'm glad I
Yes,
teased that out there. So you have a book coming out on that. I would be anxious to see that book. That is something that should be very welcome. So for those who like to get the knowledge of these things, look forward to that. What's the name of the book?
It's called Herbal Detox.
Herbal Detox. Aha.
Herbal
Okay.
Detox and Hormonal Wealth. So it's based on for men and women, because we think a lot that men don't go through some of the things that women do. It's just a little different. We're not talked about as much. So it's focused on the issues that men and women have to deal with when it comes to detox and its situations that arise from not properly detoxing regularly, and then the hormonal stuff as well.
Sounds like an interesting book, and so I look forward to seeing that, and I wish you well with the production of that book. Okay, so Russ and Kofa, what else you have for us now?
Yeah, well, basically, I just want to have a little discussion on our little culture and agriculture. Like, for example, Gideon Force has been promoting this event for a period of time, and we have really gotten some assistance from the different areas, because what we do with this event, we're actually having a market where a market is bringing people together to actually buy and sell, and to also have a good time to reason and to even listen something, a good music. So when a market like this year should have been more supported from the governmental standpoint. Sometimes we get assistance, but usually we don't when you come to the Department of Agriculture. And I find that very strange, because they want us to participate in certain type of events. You see it? Where even this time in year, this could have been merged fully with the week of agriculture, and these things were mentioned to them. You know, I didn't bother sending no request for no money or a tent or anything like that, because so much requests denied and not really being dealt with properly. You know, and over the years we used to get tents, we used to get certain things, chairs and certain assistance. So I'm not here to just bawl about that, because we're going to defend our event, and we thank those that did help, like the St. Kitts, you know, Cooperative Union, you know, the bank itself, and
The credit union.
the credit
Called
union, I
credit
should say.
union.
It's still a cooperative, but it's a credit union. Thanks for the correction. And as well, too, directly, we got some assistance from the Good Gangway Records. They help us with bringing forward a good, as you will say, commercial. And we also got assistance, and we yearly get assistance from the Department of Cooperative. That's our only true sponsor, if you want to talk about sponsorship. We get assistance in the past from Brimstone Hill and other sponsors as well too. So I must name you still too, you know, and Larry Harmony as well too, and you helped us last year still too. So we do get sponsorship from other entities sometimes, But for such an event, what we're doing, and we're trying to gather people so that all of them could actually get a finance for that night. And that night we'll be helping so many different entities. And it's a way for us to actually come together and engage. So I think it's for such a positive move. I think the government should just be happy to be part of it. There's some persons might not really think that we should just get sponsorship, but I think when we do get sponsorship, it's sure that there's people with us in doing these things, and the more people will come and attend still. So I for them things here still in a technical way. But we're gonna try to reach to the level where we can actually have this event on our own. And there's really another special thing that we're doing that day still too. We're gonna be honoring a sister in the community, you know. I was trying to keep it a secret, but I think it might be best to just say it so that the people there will know, because she have family, she have peoples, you know. We're gonna give Kayla Huggins a sponsorship, a donation, a contribution towards, you know, a financial, and still also a plaque, and also some vegetable packages, like a box or whatever. It's not going to be just a plastic. And for her being there for the football team in general, even though he's not an agricultural person as such, her family have agricultural history in them, because I know them from passing on. And we give thanks, just want to tell her we give thanks for the work that she's doing in the community, helping the boys in so many ways that she can't even recognize, you know. So we give thanks for and appreciation and enough love for that work that she's doing still.
Wonderful.
So that's why we're doing that. And we're also having fun sports for the children as well too, because we usually, you know, tell them what we do now, Messiah, at the event now with the fun sports for the children.
We did the lime and spoon, sack race. Sometimes we do like
something like dog and bone, what we call it, people and stick.
people and stick, like something like dog and bone, but none of us is dogs. It's people. People and stick, we call it. So yeah, and different games were sometimes racing and different stuff.
Okay. So you're gonna assist with the games, or you're participating?
I'm gonna help.
So you want the directors? You
Not really. But I definitely participated.
You're participating. All right. What else?
But yeah, so like they're gonna have the fun games, and then they're also gonna have like different vendors like selling food and stuff. Gideon Force does do like ITAL food. Sometimes they just have rice, and then Sparks, I think sometimes they'll have soup if you want that. And then House of Yehuda, Daddy forget to mention that. It's like a group. We just do singing and like acts and stuff.
Musical foundation.
And then we still have a vendor, and we just sell different stuff, and all of it is vegan. We just have vegan pizza with cashew cheese, and then we just have burgers, and this time we're having like caldo patty, and I think Daddy said aki patty too, and so, and drinks and stuff.
Nice.
And my sister does do like skincare products and so, and the others do crochet.
Okay, very good. Talented young family, right? And so I remember you been saying earlier that they have something to release.
Yeah, they do have something to release, and I will just give them the opportunity to do that there now, if it's possible. They have some music that they have come forward. You could ask them about it before they even play the track.
Okay, tell us about the music that you produced.
Well, the title is Praise Him, Praise His Majesty, or Praise Him, His Imperial Majesty. And me and Baba worked together to make the song, and it's Ariel Peets, I believe, made the rhythm itself. And it it was a very good opportunity. We've been singing the song more than a lot of times during the organic markets. But now we're releasing it and we putting it out, really.
Okay.
Yeah, and we record it at Gangway Records.
Where's that?
It's in Old Road or Virtuals. Yeah, Old Road, but it's Scratchy Bama Studio. But yeah,
What's the studio?
Gangway Records.
Oh, okay.
That's the name of the studio.
Okay. All right. So we have a recording to play of the release.
I
Let's
was
hear
glad
it.
when I slammed the eye. Let us go into the house of the Most High Sealer. Rastafari. Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. So Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. So Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. What's that for? Is gonna have it hard now. Because the world is the devil's playground. What's the for? I got to stand strong. Jaja will never leave you. If you never leave him, just stay with him. Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. Oh, Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. Oh, Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. Oh, Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. Kings of kings, lords of lords, conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. That time to go to Haile Selassie the first. He is a righteous man. Babylon can't do nothing to this man. So you got to stand strong. And don't be hypocritical. Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. So Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. So Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. Bastard forever is gonna have it hard now. Because the world is a devil's playground. Rastafari got to stand strong. Jaja will never leave you. If you never leave him, just stay with him. Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. So Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. Jaja.
Gideon Force Organic Corp.
And the host of Yehuda Musical Foundation presents
Organic Market. Artist performances.
by host of Yehuda,
Shiloh.
Stevie,
DC.
Kitsia,
Tafari.
Jack Ali,
OJ.
Jungles,
House of Royalty.
Packets,
And special guest artist
Footsie.
Footsie.
a variety of vendors,
Agricultural speeches.
poetry, giveaways, drumming, and steel pan
Bill of Vibe Sound. DJ 6 o'clock and Slaughter.
at the Deep Belan on Sunday, 28th September.
From 2 p.m. until 9 p.m. Be there and enjoy the market.
You got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. So Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart.
Ready to save while you build? Now you can at Builders Paradise. Yes, shoppers, build up your Value Club points at Builders Paradise. That's right, Value Club members and shoppers, your favorite frequent buyer club is now available at the home of hardware and more. Whether you're laying tiles, painting walls, replacing doors, upgrading windows, or fixing up your home, every purchase at Builders Paradise now earns you Value Club points. Enjoy exclusive benefits like discounts on thousands of items, special savings for seniors, instant deals, quarterly rebates, plus an extra up to 2% off every quarter. Shop more, save more, earn more, only at Builders Paradise. Don't miss out. Start building your rewards today with Value Club at Builders Paradise, because every bolt, board, and brush brings you closer to bigger, better savings. Terms and conditions apply.
Looking for the perfect venue with history, beauty, and a breathtaking view? Come to Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park, St. Kitts' premier destination for unforgettable events. From romantic weddings and elegant banquets to family picnics and memorable celebrations, Brimstone Hill has the setting you've been searching for. Need a professional space? We also offer conference room facilities at both the Fortress and our Matheson House head office. Call us today at 465-2609 to make your booking. We're open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park, where history meets your most memorable moments.
Okay, we're back on Heritage Matters. And of course, for those who wish to call in, if you wish to make a contribution to the program, you can get us at 466-0989 or 662-0989 or 718-285-6984. So feel free to give us a call. So we're back after that break, and we heard, before the break, we heard the track by the young Maccabees, and the title of the track was Praise Him, and the hymn is a sort of a pun right there, because it's H-I-M, hymn, but at the same time abbreviated, it's for His Imperial Majesty. All right, so that's skillful. And the singers were Amasaiah and Ababa. Right, so thank you guys for that wonderful track, and we hope that you are successful with it. I'm sure if folks attend the function at Depe, on the Depe lawn this coming Sunday, you'll probably hear it being performed along with many other performances. And assisting with it is their sister Nayala. That's probably Nayala. Okay, and so that's the song. Praise Him. Now, I was asking earlier who were the musicians on the track. Because yes, we know who the vocals were produced by, but who are the
Well, the track producer is Ariel Peets, and he did most of the track himself. Because he's a musician. He put in the part with the piano, and all the other instrumental part. He used the piano as a computer to input it into the system and create the rhythm still. I think he used maybe a live snare or downloaded some live snares or whatever. So certain parts of the drumming might be live too as well. But the reality is he coordinated that song still. Okay. The rhythm itself and the lyrics is basically Amasaiah and Ababa did their own lyrics. I didn't help them.
Okay.
Even the naming of the song, they name it.
Interesting.
Themselves.
So you guys did the real creative work there. That's good. What gave you the inspiration to do the song?
Well, it was that was practicing because we had an upcoming organic market. So I was practicing to all of that different songs, and I realized you had a rhythm without a song. And I just, cause me and Baba do a little things back in the day when I was a little younger. But they didn't really sound good, so yeah. So in the morning, I was saying maybe I could have make a song to go on the rhythm. Even though I wasn't listening to the rhythm while I was writing the song, I just started writing, really. And then later the day I asked Baba to help me because I could not do it by myself, telling the truth. And she came and she helped me a lot, very good. And she did very good work.
So, Baba, you well into and behind this. Tell us your input and how the song came about and your input.
Well, I help him with the chorus part, and then I write the verse while singing, and then he write the verse while he's singing, and yeah, some parts we did together and so.
Okay, nice collaboration, and the voices blend nicely. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, are there any other works in the pipeline?
What?
Any songs you have coming through later on?
Yes.
We have
a song coming up soon. Should be soon enough. Is like, his name is No.
We don't really have a title for it yet, but we don't write the song.
Okay.
And the
And
rhythm,
they make their own rhythm for
the
this
rhythm
one.
is, I made the rhythm, and Aiden Peets helped me. Ariel's son, he helped me with the piano part too. So yeah, we made the rhythm.
And he's a drummer. Tell him he's a drummer.
I did the drum set and.
Oh, so you drum too?
I drum.
Okay, so you're
I play the piano too. Kinda.
What? Okay, so you're a versatile musician and singer. All right, well done, well done. Up and coming, and that is good. I know ever since my first encounter with Sankofa, Ras Sankofa, is in the performing arena. He used to perform and still does at the Brimstone Hills annual Emancipation concert. And I remember him coming on stage with these little kids, you know. They're all growing up now, but from ever since he's been involving them in the entertainment business, and that's good. So they're growing up in that. And so we look forward to good things from you guys in time. All right. What else is unique to the organic farm?
Well, basically, the Gideon Force in itself is a unique organization, because if you remember the story of Gideon, it was just a one man. Well, there was really, he ended up to be 300 men. Because Father asked them to go and take the water from the river a certain way. And it was only 300 of them did it the way that the Father wanted them to do it. So he had to go to war with just 300 men. And with such a small number of the population of Israel at the time going to war, and was able to even win the war. With such a small number, it showed the power of the Almighty. Not just Gideon himself, but the Almighty that was with him, So the power of the Almighty is part of our group too, because we have a weekly service that we do towards the Father. Every week we hold a Sabbath, and we Saturday we reason from about 3 p.m. to sundown. In the long days about 4 hours, in the short days about 3 hours. And then we also have the Gideon Force as an entity of that gathering. That gathering is still the house of David. And now Gideon Force become the entity that supplies the spiritual foundation, because we didn't want to buy and sell to the spiritual organization. So we have a different entity, which is the Gideon Force Agricultural Corp, which comes from that spiritual organization. So our first mission is to deal with Father things, the Almighty Himself, and what He wanted us to do on the earth. And we are the Rastas that believe in the Bible. We mightn't believe the name of some of the characters that are in the Bible, because, you know, they try to Europeanize African people, you know, and Middle Eastern people. So it's like we know that the Messiah himself was a black man and a Hebrew Israelite still. So we believe in these teachings, and we believe in the Ethiopian reasoning from ancient up until the time of Solomon and Sheba, when he got the Queen of Sheba impregnated, and they bear forth the youth Menelik the first, and the tradition of the Hebrew Israelites is with Ethiopia, and the Ark of the Covenant. These are the things that we believe in as an organization.
Okay.
And then we have the market now. Is just a part of what we do. But the reality, even before the market, there's other things that we do. We have our own cistern, that way we got help from the small grants SGP program, and I list them. And then we also have a restaurant that we actually built on our own. We're attached with an area where you could eat and drink and what's not. And we cook food on a daily basis. So we have that entity that's there, so you can go up there. We do tours on the farm as well. Right now, we're doing tours, organized tours on the farm. So you could just sign up and be part of a tour. At the end of the month, we usually have a tour, and during the season is usually more frequent, because sometimes the tourists then will come forward with personal business alignments and what's not. We sell food at different entities in the area too, as an organic cooperative. We sell food to the different hotels. Sometimes we sell to our main person that we sell food to all these years has been Alfredo's. That's our biggest supporter. And she supports these markets as well too, with finance. We could go to her and ask her for a little finance, and she would help us every time. So we just don't want to root out too much. And then we also have a different entity where you could come on the farm now, and you will be able to see. Right now we're building an area where we're going to be storing the food. You see it? That's our next level where we're at now.
When you say storing the food, this is the...
It's a storage facility, but that storage facility can also work as a center for these girls here, you know? When they're having their workshops, and we're gonna and classes, they can have them on the farm, because Sugartown have a lot of input in Gideon Force still as well, because she also have ideas, and you know, we considering having a collaborative event on the farm itself, where she's gonna probably give us some of her knowledge and show us how to make some of our products, because one of our daughters is a protege of hers still, in like somebody that she built. She makes, that person can do that products there and make her own money and what's not. So we actually rate her very high, and we're happy that she's with us still. So, and on the farm itself, for certain programs where we do get persons to come on the farm, we do allow her to come forward also, and actually participate in the tours, like have her products there. So she's really an important, let me use the words that I know, important part of our organization in that respect, where we work together and collaborate with all these things. And the motto of our organization is organically grown food, naturally grown food, because you know the organic sometimes is hard to maintain in this area here, you know, for a healthier way of life. And in everything we do, we try to give people clean products, products that we know we didn't spray any pesticides, products that we know we didn't use any herbicides, products that we know is clean enough for them to just wash off and put it in their mouth and eat. Whether to the mangoes, we have so many vegetables, fruits. I give thanks for the members of the CARP, you see it? And give thanks for even those that do commutation, and give thanks for those who do every single day, you know, Boa and his family, you know, Kimai, Tax, Mike, you know, Cliffy, Ivy, you know, and even Faster, you know. So we give thanks for all that made this possible, because sometimes we don't be there every day to do the work, but we help with the presidency, the marketing, the different aspect, because our group now growing in membership, but sometimes we don't get the same amount of work as the membership, you know. So we still have to, but we put ourselves like that. You know why? Because of the name. The name itself is very, very peculiar in the whole operation of the services, and still also in the mission. Sometimes it take a few to make something big happen, you know. So we give thanks for the opportunity from the Almighty, because He's the key.
Now, one of the things you didn't tell us before, though, is what time is the market going to operate on Sunday?
The market usually starts at 2.
Good.
Well, set up at 2. Let me be realistic with the people, you know, because it's very hot at 2 o'clock. But we want to set up early. So we're going to actually start from 3 and try to run it until 10. But on the flyer it says 2 to 9. So we just, but on the flyer, the police thing, we ask them for 3 to 10. So we're going to ask the soundman to come for that time, and then we start for 3. The praise and the Naya being the drumming, and then from there. And we have to give thanks for the Rastafari community, because they've been very supportive of the market as well too. So we asking everybody to come out, whether Rasta or not. You could come in between church and you still ain't gonna feel like you sing your soul, because the music's so clean, the energy so clean, the vibes so clean and real. When you go back in a church, you're gonna just feel happier to sing praises and all, because you just come from such a good energy.
Nice.
You know, so church people could come out regular, everybody could come out. So we inviting the general public, you know. The drinkers, them could come still, but we ain't gonna no alcohol, but they got people around the area, they got shops around that gonna be open. So I'm not encouraging nothing still, but I just letting you know, let everybody come and enjoy themselves still, man. Because so this is for the public, it's not for us.
So you don't promote the alcohol, but you...
No, we
don't. You people prefer to promote healthy eating and drinking.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I gotta give you a thank, you know, the Brimstone Hill Energy, and also Larry Harmony, I have to mention him as well too, for giving us the opportunity to perform so many times at your event. Sometimes even when we're not gonna do, we feel bad, but we know within ourselves that we shouldn't, because we've been the most performed at Brimstone Hill historically.
And we try to mix it around. We have to give everybody a chance.
For the opportunity every time, and we got more in stock for you now, so just letting you know.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we got to spread it around, because we don't want to say, we're the same people we have every year. What about us? You see? So we have to spread it around and make sure that everybody gets a chance to get some exposure and a chance to present their talent to the public. And we are grateful to those who participate each year. So right now, we can take a break as we continue on this program. So we'll see you when we get back on Heritage Matters.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Ready to save while you build? Now you can at Builders Paradise. Yes, shoppers, build up your Value Club points at Builders Paradise. That's right, Value Club members and shoppers, your favorite frequent buyer club is now available at the home of hardware and more. Whether you're laying tiles, painting walls, replacing doors, upgrading windows, or fixing up your home, every purchase at Builders Paradise now earns you Value Club points. Enjoy exclusive benefits like discounts on thousands of items, special savings for seniors, instant deals, quarterly rebates, plus an extra up to 2% off every quarter. Shop more, save more, earn more, only at Builders Paradise. Don't miss out. Start building your rewards today with Value Club at Builders Paradise, because every bolt, board, and brush brings you closer to bigger, better savings. Terms and conditions apply.
Looking for the perfect venue with history, beauty, and a breathtaking view? Come to Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park, St. Kitts' premier destination for unforgettable events. From romantic weddings and elegant banquets to family picnics and memorable celebrations, Brimstone Hill has the setting you've been searching for. Need a professional space? We also offer conference room facilities at both the Fortress and our Matheson House head office. Call us today at 465-2609 to make your booking. We're open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park, where history meets your most memorable moments.
Okay, we're back on Heritage Matters, and with us today we have Ras and Kofa Maccabee, his two kids, Amasaya and Ababa, and we also have with us the name Anastasia from Sugartown Organics, and they are here to promote their organic market, which is coming off on Sunday on the Deep Bay lawn, starting from about 3 until about 10 p.m. on the Deep Bay lawn, of course, in Deep Bay. And it's going to be a nice family affair where the food will be healthy, good food, and the drinks, along with vendors who will be there to sell their wares and get you to sample their stuff, like SPACs, the Sandy Point Agricultural Society, the Gideon Force, the House of Yehuda, that's how we say it, the Lion of Judah Herbal Remedies, Sugartown Organics, Disha's Spice Basket, Ras Philip Botanical Gardens, and the African Culture Shop. And we have artists like the House of Yehuda, Shiloh, CV, DC, Kitsia, Tafari, Jakali, OJ, Jungles, House of Royalty, Mario, Pakis, and a special guest artist, Footsie. Tell us about Footsie. He's a special guest artist.
Footsie is one of the special guest artists because I still Pharaoh might be there, you know? So there'll be another special guest. So we wanted some calypso, and only he we could think about.
Okay.
Larry Harmony sometimes too, but we didn't get to reach out to Harmony, so we're going to go with Pharaoh. Mm-hmm. So what we say now is like Footsie is an artist been there very, very long. You know, gone again, you know, another one gone again. And then, you know, he link up with 313 and they come out with a good rhythm. And he had a very powerful song and that rhythm there too. So, with Colin Wyatt and the rest of the other birds in them still. So, Footsie been doing it for a long, long time. Footsie been on the music fest too as well. Footsie been on the scene for singing consciousness too, for most part. I know Footsie as a conscious artist. So we reach out to Footsie and Footsie said for sure he'll come through, and we did our negotiations, and we're gonna be dealing with Footsie, and he's there, he's gonna be for sure there. You know, it's just still whether we're gonna put him in the middle or towards the end. It's he to decide that, because you know certain artists get the chance, they take the opportunity to choose still. So we give thanks for Footsie to really be part of the lineup, and we give thanks for all the other artists them still too, because all them is veteran except for the youths, which is Tafari, the Kali, and Summer House of Yehuda members are youths. So we give thanks for that, those upcoming artists. And Pakis, the first time we going with this youth, is another one who used to be part of the 313 crew, which is highlight crew still in a technical form. You know, so he's a good artist to have heard him perform. And when I could hear artists perform and I could hear him sing Consciousness, it just made my heart feel good. So that was in Nevis, And I booked him one time. He's the first artist I booked for this organic market because I booked him after that, hearing him perform up there. And I went to do a performance up there, me and Shiloh. And I said, would I use the beer? And Shiloh said, he know him. And then we booked him the same night. So, I sure he was shocked when we called him and he gonna say, we remember him because we tell him the night. And, the show coming now and he definitely coming forward.
Okay, and on the same show, we're going to have two young Maccabees, Amasai and Ababa, who are going to be performing their new song, Praise Him. And praise Him being not only Him, but His Imperial Majesty. And so we want to run that track for you again so that those of you who might have missed it can get a chance to hear what that track is. So let's listen for Amasai and Ababa, Praise Him. Okay. Praise Him.
I was glad when I said to I, let us go into the house of the Most High Sealer. Rastafari, Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. So Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. So Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. What's that for? Is gonna have it hard now. Because the world is the devil's playground. What's the for? I got to stand strong. Jaja will never leave you if you never leave him. Just stay with him. Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. So Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. Oh Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. So Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. Kings of kings, lords of lords, conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. That time to go to Haile Selassie the first. He is a righteous man. Babylon can't do nothing to this man. So you got to stand strong and do me hypocritical. Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. So Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. So Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. Master forward is gonna have it hard now. Because the world is a devil's playground. Master forward got to stand strong. Jaja will never leave you if you never leave him. Just stay with him. Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. So Jaja, you got to hail him, you got to praise him, you got to love him with your heart. Jaja.
Okay, yeah, that was Amasai and Ababa doing their piece, their lovely little piece, Praise Him. And so they're going to be performing that on Sunday at the Organic Market, being presented by the Gideon Force Organic Corporation, the House of Yehuda Musical Foundation. And that comes off this coming Sunday, the 28th September, from 3 until 10 in Deep Bay, on the Deep Bay lawn. So thank you guys for coming, and we look forward to seeing you then. And
Thank you for having us.
yes, and
Thank you.
I just would like to say we love you, to my Empress, Empress Aina, You know, give thanks for everything, give thanks for the family, give thanks for the blessings you bestow upon I and I still in the respect there, being a nice queen for I and I still. And I still got to just, we love you to Oksana, Isaac, you know, our good friend. We ask that everything be all right in the fullness and nature, you see it, and the Most High guidance and protection be upon you, and more blessings, sister. Give thanks for everything that you're doing for I and I still, and enough love and enough respect. You're there for us all the time in all these things that we do, and continue to be with I and I from time and even this time and even forevermore. And give thanks to the Almighty Father and ask Him to bless our session.
Okay, great. Thank you, guys. Yes, you want to say something?
And I want to big up IY and his Empress Shelly. They supported us for a very long time.
Okay.
Who are you?
And DJ Slaughter. Well, from since at the organic markets, we Slaughter is our DJ where others come to our show and do the DJing.
Okay, wonderful. All right, so thanks for coming. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again. We'll see you on Sunday. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
All right, take care now. All the best. Okay, that was some representatives from the Gideon Force Organic Market from the Sugartown Organics who were visiting us today to talk about their organic market, which comes off this coming Sunday at the Dep Bellon from 3 until 10 p.m. Okay. Now we're going to give you a little update. I was supposed to have had some guests on the show at this point for the last 15 minutes or so, but they are very busy today because they're doing just what we were going to be talking about. They're doing a certain portion of that, and this is, we're talking about the St. Christopher National Trust. Many of you might be aware that the St. Christopher National Trust is in the process of being renovated and restored. It has been a project that's long-standing, and I know many people are concerned as to the status of that. And I just want to let the folks out there know that the National Trust has been working on that restoration of the old Treasury building for some time now, and it is in progress. You're not seeing a lot of action on the outside, and that is simply because most of the work for the last last 3 months or so has been on the inside. So although you might see what looks like nothing happening, there is quite a lot of work happening on the inside. That's where the project has started, working to make sure that the inside is well restored and fixed, so that when they go on the outside, they can start doing the final presentational stuff on the inside while the outside is being worked on. So I just want to let the public know that you are not seeing a situation of nothing happening, but indeed the old Treasury building is in the process of being restored, and I understand the work on the inside is quite nice. There was an inspection walkthrough today at the Treasury building, and we were expecting the folks to come and give us a little rundown of the work when they were through, but apparently they are still working at it in terms of the walkthrough, and so they may not have the time to pass again. But I just want to assure everyone that the building is in the process of restoration. Most of it is happening on the inside, so you won't see much action outside yet, but shortly they will then transition from the inside work to the exterior work. And then I'm sure people will begin to say, now we see something happening. But things have been happening all the time. And the work there is being done by a company called Parveneer Limited. And they are professional heritage, they specialize in heritage restorations. They work throughout the Caribbean. In fact, they had done some work for us at the Brimstone Hill Fortress a few years ago, when we had a situation where a particular wall, the wall at the Oiland Bastion, had collapsed. Collapsed under natural conditions. One, conditions of age. Two, conditions of high, what we call hydrostatic pressure. That is the pressure of water collecting in the ground and presenting a force against the wall that eventually, due to its age and wear and tear from the many years, the over 200 years that it's been there, the wall collapsed. But they did a wonderful piece of restoration, restoring it in its original form, using the same stones that were used in the original wall, along with, and this is a very important part of their restoration work, along with using the traditional techniques of putting that wall back together. That is using lime instead of modern Portland cement. They use lime to put the stones and so on back together. And so it's there as strong as it ever was. And we have some more work to be done there. I can assure most of you who might want to say, but the rest of the wall looks like it needs some work. It does. But we have to work with the funds that we have on Can Acquire from time to time. There's lots to be done at Brimstone Hill, and we are working on a number of those things as we speak. So in time, we will do some more work on that wall and get it to look in as good a condition as we can make it, while at the same time holding on to its originality and integrity. So Parveneer is doing the work at the old Treasury building, and it's under the direction of not only the board and directors of the St. Christopher National Trust, but it is under the direction of Mrs. Etsu Bratcher, the executive director of the St. Christopher National Trust. And the project is being funded through the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. And so I'd like to extend, on behalf of the St. Christopher National Trust, thanks to the government of St. Kitts and Nevis for providing the funding to make this restoration a success or a reality. Now, the Old Treasury building is a very historic building. It was in time the building, because remember that air travel was not always available in St. Kitts and Nevis. Air travel is a fairly modern phenomenon, but entrance and exit to and from St. Kitts used to take place by sea. And so if you're going to travel to England, if you're going to travel to Antigua, if you're going to travel to Nevis, it all took place by sea. And so the bayfront, as we used to call it, which was directly in front of what is now the Old Treasury building, that building was literally the gateway to and from St. Kitts. So the ships would dock, big ships would dock offshore, and people would land by tender boats, small boats that would go to the bigger ships. For example, in those days, you used to have the federal boats, they used to call them, the federal maple and the federal palm that used to travel throughout the Caribbean. It was like the liat of the day, the ocean-going liat of the day, the federal maple and the federal palm, transporting people from island to island and also to the UK. You could have taken those boats, I think, as far as the UK, but mostly for travel within the Caribbean. And so when those boats came in, they would anchor offshore, and people would go to the boat or come from the boat by tender, and they would enter St. Kitts through that arch that is the main street. Of course, that means that immigration and customs were housed in that building. So, you'd have to go through immigration and customs, get your passport stamped, and all the different things that you know about with travel. It used to be done through there. And so when you came out of that building, off the ship, you would then enter into Bastille via that big gate that was a part of that structure. And of course, when you're exiting, you go through the same structure to your boat and to get to your destination. So that building was the gateway to and from St. Kitts, and therefore played a very important part in the history of Bastille. And I can recall that the pier, as we used to call it, that now many people, younger folks, know of Port Zante. Port Zante is actually a reclaimed piece of land. It wasn't there before, but the pier, the jetty to go to and from, even to Nevis, was right in front of the old Treasury building, directly in front of that arch. And I can remember even at afternoons, after functions, like if you go to football at the park, if you went to the Queen Show at the park, when school would be finished, the Bastille High School would be finished, it was like a sort of ritual that people would walk down Victoria Road, head down 4th Street, head to the old Treasury building, through the arch, walk onto the pier, chit-chat and lime for a little bit, and then you disperse and you go back up through the Treasury building and to your various residential destinations. And that was literally a ritual, especially when there were functions at the park. So that building has been lovingly remembered by many people who used it for whatever purpose. And I recall the other day when there was some cleanup being done. Some of the old artifacts from the Treasury days. I remember seeing something that doesn't exist now. There were lots of bicycle licenses still being stored at the Treasury building. And many people might raise their eyebrows, bicycle licenses? Oh yes, you had to pay a license to have a bicycle in the old days. And also, for your dog, you had a little dog tag, a little brass dog tag, which when you paid a license to have a dog, you got that and you would attach it to the collar that the dog would wear. Because if the dog was found wandering outside, and especially if it attacked anyone or did any damage, it was recognized by its license tag. And so there were still some of those from the days when that was done in the old Treasury building. And as we know, the building was handed over by the government after they got their own government headquarters and built a new treasury, which is now located in the building at the corner of Central Street and Church Street, which we call the Treasury. But that building, when it was first used, was the headquarters of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank on the corner of Central Street and Church Street, but is now occupied by the Treasury. But before, the Treasury was in that building at the bottom of 4th Street. So in time, that building will look like, we hope, look like brand new. It will get a some renovations, the plastering, the stones, the pointing, and even areas that need to be painted, because the whole building won't be painted, only certain parts are painted. And when it gets a nice fresh coat of paint and so on, it will look like a new shining gem in Bastille, and it will justify its position right there at the bottom of 4th Street, the former gateway to and from St. Kitts and Nevis. So our thanks go to the Parvenir Group, who are doing this work at the Treasury Building. And I hope that on a subsequent program, we can get some of the members of the National Trust to come and give us an update on the work at the Treasury Building, how it is progressing, and give us an idea of when we can anticipate that it would be completed. And so that's it for today, folks, and I trust that you enjoyed today's presentation, and we look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks' time on Heritage Matters. So bye-bye for now, and we will now, after a small break, we will then head for a commercial break. We will then head for the midday news.